when I was a kid, I grew up, and well, my family didn't take this the wrong way, but I grew up, and my dad, we spent a lot of time in a tavern in Kansas. The bar owner, who was a family friend, would give me quarters and constantly be feeding me quarters because it was good. I didn't figure this out for a while, but I figured out that it was good for his business for my dad to stay and for me not to be the whiny little kid. So he'd give me a Sprite and give me some quarters. And I noticed that there would always have red quarters when I would go to play. I didn't figure this out until I was a lot older, what it meant. And as I sat there and would play, I'd just keep playing and be a happy kid. But as I got older and I was there, one time the guy that owned the amusement games would come in, and I saw him take the change jar out, dump out the quarters, separate the quarters, and give the red quarters back to the owner. And so that was, to me, that was me processing it was, oh, he's giving out red quarters, and what's happening is he's giving them to kids to keep them happy, and then this owner's actually getting the ones that are the ones that he's being played, and they come from people's, you know, from real people's accounts. So the red quarters would always go back. I always, after that, was kind of resentful to the owner because I felt like, you know, you're not being nice. You're not being nice to me. You're just using me to keep me there so that my dad will continue to, you know, to stay and do those things. And I tell the girls that what I want most is to not have to give them red quarters. I want to have a relationship that's real, that's honest, open, and that they feel positive about.
Senior night is really such a culmination of so many things. They all hold each other accountable because they started holding each other accountable when they first came into the program. This year, you know, we have a couple sets of parents, which, you know, we're very blessed with, and, you know, we have foster moms, and we have, you know, foster dads, and we have grandmas that are taking care of kids, and aunts, and, you know, just different people, and it's just been such a blessing to watch.
He's talking to me about what I'm going to do after basketball and not just what I can do for the program now and stuff like that.
I'm like the first to graduate. I'm kind of the role model type, so it's kind of on my shoulders to graduate, to go to college, to be something.
That should be the goal of what we do in high school, period, or at any level. For me, what I want is to provide them with a resource to take that platform and get to the next step. There's a lot of lives in here and a lot of cycles of these kids that need to be broken, and they need to break that cycle, and they need to be the one that does it for their family.
She's going to Cal Poly. She worked really hard for it. She worked very hard for it. Actually, we both worked very hard for it because it's a full-time job. She could have chose a different path, but her foundation was right, and she worked really hard, and she just didn't work basketball. If you ask her, school's important to her. She's going to be a material engineer. I have no idea what that means.
I've just been focused on how to get into U of A. They accepted me, and so far I really like it there because I want to go into neuroscience. So it's just like, it's like doctor stuff.
The only other person that has gone to college is my aunt, Ashley, and she's like my twin, so it's like we're doing the same thing, you know. She played basketball, and she made me want to play basketball, so then we started, and then she's going to college, and I'm going to go to college. She graduated. I plan on graduating. As long as I can go to college and play and graduate, that is like the big goal right there.
I guess the only takeaway I can think of tonight is family, and just the love that they when it gets down to it. Look, we have people that come in from years ago that their girls played. You know, ever since Dumas started, we have parents in the stands, ex-players in the stands. They just come. They know it's senior night. It's kind of like, let's get together with the family reunion again. That's kind of what it's like.
This time last year, we sat down and I had to figure out that this group had to have an identity. This was going to be probably the most challenging year that I've had coaching. You don't have 10 seniors without having a lot of kids that aren't happy about their playing time and their situation and where they're at. For that to happen, we needed to form an identity and I needed a rallying cry around them. If I didn't get a team perspective, put roles out, and get that set, we weren't going to perform well. And most people would say that we shouldn't have been as good as we were. A lot of people were really shocked. I wasn't. I knew that we had the pieces behind to fill in if we did that as a team, had different people step up. When I sit on the bench, I sit one seat over. When I tried to sit in that seat, I found that it was overwhelming because I tried to do everything. I tried to be Coach Taylor, I tried to be myself, I tried to be Coach Rodrigue, I tried to be everyone, and I couldn't be that. So for me to figure it out as a leader, I needed to move back one seat and then just take it as an assistant coach and just look at it from a perspective of, these are my strengths, this is what I do well, and how can I help the team with what I do well, while still insulating myself with people that complement or pick up my weaknesses. Because you focus on the wrong things when you're the head coach. You focus on paperwork and interviews and all the problems that you have to solve, to where you should be focusing just on your kids. And so, oftentimes we'll have a kid come sit by that seat and talk to me, or they'll sit there and talk to Coach Taylor. But that seat's open so that I don't get into the mindset of, I'm the head coach, I'm the one with all the answers. It's there for, to put things in perspective the way that they're supposed to be. She has a unique skill set that no one else in the state that I know of has anyone close to what she does. Most colleges don't have anyone that's able to do the mental, the physical, all the injury prevention, all the stuff that we're able to do. And then to be able to turn her over to the group and let them actually be worked out with her, go through the mental training that they have to, the goal setting. I don't have to worry about that.
They know it's just, they're very blessed to have him for the last year. He's phenomenal in so many ways. Such a family man, faith-based, doesn't push it, of course, on any of the grades. You would never know. He's, never swears. He always brings his kids up in his talks with our girls. They're all such a loving family. Like right now, they're all trying to take stuff down from the senior night, and they just do things as a family that you can tell that our girls really look at them as the family.
It's just really awesome to see Dumas build this program from when I was here, leaving that mark, and then them, building up to getting to going to state again. It's really cool to be on the bench and experience that as a coach. I think it's just Dumas ingraining chemistry through every team that comes in and out of Dobson. My class, that was the beginning of it, and for it to kind of keep still going on is really awesome, because he's always harped on having that camaraderie and having chemistry, because that leads to wins and leads to going championships.
I think it's the cohesiveness about everybody on the same kind of page between Coach Rodrigue, me, Dumas, and the other coaches.
You have to come up and steal it and/or contain her, but when you catch what you
He's kind of the unsung hero that nobody really knows about, but he's like the secret sauce. He's such a great guy to know, but even better on the court.
It's a unique thing to be able to coach and play, because you, as a coach, I can see small pieces of it, but he gets the whole picture. He knows where if he's on the court, all of the 9 other kids should be when he's playing, and he actually gets a better perspective when he's playing and a feel for things when he's playing, because he's so competitive that he hates to lose. And because he hates to lose, he's going to make sure that if you're in the wrong spot, he's going to throw the ball and give it to the other team because you're in the wrong spot. And he said, oh, you should have been there, and the ball goes out of bounds. And then the older kids and all of us laugh, but he's teaching them a lesson by being out there.
Double coming, you should probably yell like double. It's crazy, I know.
It's like a badge of honor to know that you can do that. And I think that then the encouragement and the praise means so much more when it comes from him. If he says something, hey, you did a great job of boxing out, then you know you did it, because he's not going to tell you, you better do a great job, because if you do a good job, it's not good enough.
Scrappy part comes, you kind of take a certain kid that comes around Dobson and stuff like that. You have to kind of get them to think that it's okay to be that way. So, you know, most of these girls have it in them, you know. You just kind of have to give them permission to do it.
I think they are. I think people think that we're extremely physical. I don't think, and you use what's your advantage. There's a difference when you walk in and you see our girls walk in and you see other teams walk in. I think that people look at us and oftentimes don't like us because we have chemistry that other people don't have. And we can do things that other people don't do.
The one thing about girls is that most of them don't walk in the gym thinking they're superstars. You know what I'm saying? They really, but they're willing to work and listen and to try.
People do think that we're an extremely physical team, and we're going to be, because we're not going to out-talent most of those teams at the top. They're going to have all kinds of Division I kids, but we're going to outwork you mentally and physically.
We play for our whole community because it's not just the people in here or Dumas that supports us. It's our entire school administration. During away games, we'll have larger crowds than others. And so we don't really just play for ourselves. We play for our community, we play for our team, we play for each other. It literally is our community has taken us in and supported us no matter what and through everything. And because of that, we have such crazy school spirit.
Well, there's so much that goes on beyond just the basketball. And there's things like we had our own elf on the shelf all year long, named Bella. And every time someone touched it, we lost, which happened twice this year. That's at least the excuse that we like to use. Mrs. Cook and Miss Sampson and all the different people come in, and every pregame there's something up there. There's some little saying, and Bella brings them a treat every single time that we play, and just little things, little gestures that mean that they're special. Take JV cheer has been awesome for us. You know, we don't have varsity cheer for us. They go to the boys' game. But the JV cheer comes in and decorated our locker room all year long, left us candy, decorate the outside of the door. They're big, huge supporters, and we appreciate all those things. And I don't think any other school probably had their hallways decorated like ours were. I mean, our hallways were littered with stuff about the players, about the team, good luck, go win state. It was just a special thing. And it made the culture and the climate of the school feel different when there was stuff on the walls like that. And
we were doing a little tour with Coach Dumas, and we were looking at locker rooms, and he said, "It would really be nice if we had our own locker room." And I said, "Well, can we find one? Do you have an extra room?" And so he started looking, and that room was, and I'm like, you know what? This could be kind of a cool room. So that's kind of how it started.
It was a storage room. It was a storage room where I think coaches just put things in there that they were never going to use.
We've seen it grow. Even though we don't have a daughter playing on varsity, we feel like it's part of our family. We love our girls, and so that's why we're there, supporting them every game.
Nobody knows my first name here, not even the administration. They always call me Grandma. It's just a term of endearment from being here for so many years. All of these kids are my grandkids. People come up and say, "Hey, Grandma," and I'll say, "Hi, I don't know you, but you're still my grandkid." It's just a great opportunity to be able to be around young kids and just show them that you don't have to be related to love them. Daisha, her father's not in her life, so Coach Dumas kind of took her under her wing and was a very good role model for her, and showed her how to be a better person. And so she grew up in the program. She grew up to be a responsible, humble young lady. She grew up to be, a team player. She grew up to know the diversity that you have to go through. I mean, it's not easy growing up without your mom and dad around. She had to go through a lot of different struggles, but the program here at Dobson is absolutely amazing. They all embraced her and helped her to be who she is today, because it took a family to do that. And, it says it takes a village to raise kids, and this is a village. This village raised my granddaughter, and this village raises these other girls too.
You just had the poise and composure, and I believe it's that confidence that you needed. The confidence that you earned the right to step to that line and make those free throws. You've earned the right to go play next Wednesday at Grand Canyon in the quarterfinals against somebody. You need to, it's one game at a time. It's one more day. We get practice. We come back tomorrow and we get practice.
What a treat!
That's the fun part.
You gave us confidence. You told us that we are good enough to be anybody in the state as long as we execute your game plan, play defense, which we did. And tonight I feel like that we all came together and we know that we can.
Yeah, you can, and we will.
Dobson on three. 1, 2, 3, Dobson!
The game was kind of not our best in the first half, but we got the lead with that last shot, and then we went in the room and for halftime, and we just talked about, all right, we did some good things, but we need to kind of pick it up a little bit.
I think they're a lot more mentally tough. You know, when you've been through it and you're a senior now, you've been through it. You're just going to play.
You would have to find the right person. Okay, just make the right decision, dribble. You're not getting the call on the little hack, but that's okay. You touch things.
And we've had to preach it. You play, I'll complain, that kind of thing, and we'll talk to the officials. But yeah, they did a great job of responding the way they needed to. They just need to continue to make more plays than the other team, despite what was happening.
Just keep our man defense, because they really couldn't score, a lot on that. Just had to keep moving them side to side and just playing a good hard defense, hands up, and that's how we got it. Just hustling after the rebound and just playing Dobson basketball.
I knew we could win and beat Liberty without Daisha. Not that I wanted to do that, but I knew that we could because we have tough players and they're tough. They're mentally tough. I just told her, you know what? Trust your teammates. They'll get you through this. They'll get us to the next step, and we'll get your knee evaluated and looked at and see if you can play. If you can play, I said you need to stop. I didn't say you need to stop crying because it's an emotional thing, but you need to become the biggest cheerleader and help lead your team from where you're sitting.
He's like a father figure to me personally, and I feel like I can come to him with anything. So like when he came over there and he told me it was all gonna be okay, I was like, okay, it's gonna be okay. Like I can do this. If anybody can do it, I can do it. And this is what I trained for, and this is just another adversity along our truck to greatness.
Just keep grinding through it, all right? Every time we get through, you've got to guard them and keep them right. And you can't give them second shots, okay? No second shots. And all 5 of your rebounds, strong with the ball. I couldn't be more prouder than this moment. And we have one more game to play. But I mean, even through adversity, you had people step up and you stuck through it.
You get to go again. You get one more day. There's no one else you've extended your high school career as far as it can go. And that's not to be satisfied. Because I think that whoever wins this next game, you guys can beat them. And maybe that adversity will flip a little bit, and every little bounce that you haven't had all year long, and some of you haven't had all your lives, will come out on Monday night. Just said, when you're done playing your career, I'll be done coaching. Said, when you go out, I'll go out. Charles de Gaulle said something, there's a whole bunch of people in cemeteries that think they were indispensable men. And you're not indispensable. If you built this up right and we do it the way we're supposed to, there's going to be someone that can come in and lead it just as well or even do better, and that should be your goal. You leave something that you want it to be better than it was when you left it.
Because I don't give a crap who you are, I will sub your butt out. If you stand and watch a shot go up without going to get the ball, you will come out and you will sit the bench, and we will find 5 people to go and rebound the ball. You play like we said, like I just described and like he's been describing, you're fine, win or lose. But if we walk out of here in 16 minutes and you finish the next half just like you finished the first, you're going to have a lifetime of disappointment. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just telling you, go bust your butts in the second half. It's just a little bit of contribution here, a little bit of contribution there. Sham hits a 3 in the corner. Sham gets a whole bunch of run-out layups as we go. KK comes in and hits a big shot.
Sarah Nichols is catching the ball in the paint, turning over aggressively. It's just a little bit of contribution here, a little bit of contribution there.
The Dobson Mustangs are the Division I Girls State Champions.
When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. What papa told me. When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. Don't cry, catch you slip and put a whooping on that backside. Papa was a man, let you know where you stand. Looked you in the eye, Papa never lied. Back when I was younger, set me on his knee. Said this the kind of man you gon' grow to be. A man whose word is strong, always rights his wrongs. Matter what the trouble, we got to carry on. When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. What papa told me. When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. Hey Dad, I remember what you told me. When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. What papa told me. When I was a snot nose, my papa told me, all you got is family, son. Soon you'll see. Always hold your mama's hand when you're crossing that street. Don't cry, catch you slip and put a whooping on that backside. Papa was a man, let you know where you stand. Looked you in the eye, Papa never lied. Back when I was younger, set me on his knee. Said this the kind of man you gon' grow to be. A man whose word is strong.
Can you show me what his face looks like before he's about to blow up?
He makes his face all red and he's like tries to hold it in and you can tell he's about to blow up.